So everyone is talking about OpenClaw automating their entire workflow, from writing social media posts to deep market research. But here is what they are not telling you. Most tutorials assume you would drop approximately $800 on a MacBook or commit to, for instance, a 120-year VPS contract just to test if OpenClaw is even something for you. Now, what if I told you that there is a way to run OpenClaw for just $19 for an entire year? Now, you have no MacBook that is required. There are no monthly commitments. You just pay once and you're covered for the whole year in terms of the VPS subscription. And hey, at least now, when people are talking about OpenClaw at parties and Discord servers, you don't have to sit there nodding quietly. You can actually jump into the conversation because you're running OpenClaw too. Now, if you've never touched Linux or never worked with a VPS or even never opened the terminal before, don't worry. I build these tutorials for complete beginners. I will be going step by step and nothing assumed or nothing skipped. And if you get stuck at any point, just drop a comment below. I read every single one and I'll walk you through it, so you're not doing this alone. Now, the first thing that we're going to have to do is, of course, to get a VPS. And like I said, for this tutorial, we're going to go with a relatively affordable VPS that is going to cost you approximately $19 for a whole year. Right, this VPS is going to give you 2 GB of RAM, 1 CPU core, 40 GB of SSD space. Now, if you just want to test the waters with OpenClaw to see how it works, to have your own Telegram bot, this is more than sufficient. I did test this myself and it works as well. I even went crazy and tested a 1 GB version that cost $11, but I had a bit of guilty conscience, right? So I just had to step up a bit and go for this $20 a year option. But if you want to do a full-blown OpenClaw with AI agents and stuff like that, then of course this is going to be a very small VPS to use. In that way, there are better options out there. So I've seen a lot of people also recommending Hostinger. The issue is that Hostinger is going to charge you approximately $7 a month if you go for a 2 years contract. For instance, if you change from 2 years to go for, let me click on deploy and show you this here. If I decide to go for the 1 month option, then it's going to cost you about $9.99 a month, which is very expensive. Now, just to give you a comparison, for this Hostinger VPS, you're going to get 2 CPU cores, 8 GB of RAM, and 100 GB NVMe. Now, in that case, I would rather recommend you go to Contabo. I've been using Contabo for a while because I work a lot with VPSs and they have the best offers in terms of a price to specification ratio. Now, for a VPS that is going to cost you $4.28 a month, you're going to get 4 CPU cores, 8 GB of RAM, 150 GB of SSD, which is way more powerful than what you would get for the Hostinger VPS with even a lesser specification. The advantage with Hostinger is that they do have a dedicated user interface for you to put in your API keys and stuff like that. That's not what is available with Contabo, but the setup is also very easy. So in my opinion, I would rather go with Contabo than to go with Hostinger, but the choice is yours. In today's video, we're going to focus on the RackNet approach. Like I said, this is exclusively for people who just want to test the waters and get things running. Now, if you want to sign up, I'm going to put my referral link in the description section, and I'll be highly appreciative if you use my referral link. It gives me some kickback to be able to come with such tutorials like this for you. Now, when you come here, just click on order now, and if you click on my referral link, it would mostly bring you to this page, depending on which offer you want to go for. And on this page, you see an overview of the configuration of your VPS and the specifications that you want to give to it. On this page, the only thing that I would suggest and recommend that you do is to come to the configurable options and change the operating system from Ubuntu 24.04 to Ubuntu 22.04. The reason being, the VPS that we're using is quite light, and I just want to go a bit light on the operating system as well. And I already tested Ubuntu 22.04 and it worked flawlessly as well, and that is why I would recommend that you go with this option. After that, just click on continue, make the payment, and we can continue with the next steps. Now, after you've made the payments for the RackNet VPS, you're going to get an email like this within a few minutes. Now, from this email, all we're going to need are 3 basic things. We're going to need the IP address, and this is what we're going to use to connect to the VPS server. We're going to need your dedicated IP address. We're also going to use the user. We're also going to need a username, which is root in most cases. And we're also going to need the root password, which you're going to use to connect to the VPS server. Now, if you have these 3 credentials, then you're basically good to go to connect to the VPS server. And that is what we're going to do now. And after that, we're going to start with the Ubuntu installation, and after that we're going to start with the OpenClaw installation. Now, to connect to the VPS server, there are several applications out there that you can use, but luckily both Mac and the Windows operating system come with an inbuilt application that you can use. If you're using a Windows operating system, just click on your taskbar and search for an application called Windows PowerShell, and when you click on this, it opens a terminal within which we can work with our VPS. If you're using a Mac operating system, Mac also has an inbuilt application called Terminal, which you can also use to connect to the VPS server. Now, whether you're using Terminal from Mac or you're using Windows PowerShell from Windows, the commands that we're going to be using are going to be the same across both platforms, so you do not need to worry. To connect to the VPS server, just put in this command ssh space root. Root is the username that we got from their email, and then put in @ and then you're going to type in the IP address of your VPS server. In my case, you can also just copy and paste this into the terminal. Whenever you want to paste in PowerShell, just right click and it pastes whatever you have in the clipboard. And after that, just press enter. So typically, if this is the first time you're connecting to the VPS, PowerShell or terminal is going to ask you if you want to add this fingerprints. So in my case, I'm going to type yes. And after that, just press enter. And in the next stage, we're going to have to put in the password of the VPS server. In 99.9% of the time, the password is just too complicated to type this in. So I advise that you just copy the password, come into the clipboard, right click, and just paste whatever you have in the clipboard. When you're typing the VPS password, you do not see what you are typing, and that is why I highly recommend that you copy this and just come into the terminal, right, paste this in, and you're good to go. After pasting the password, just press enter. So the password was wrong in my case. Let me try this again. Okay, this works now. So you can see that we connected to the VPS server. So I'm going to clear the screen by just typing clear. It makes it a bit cleaner for you to see what we're doing. Now to install OpenClaw, we're just going to come to the main website, openclaw.ai. And when you scroll down here, you see that there is a quick start command that we can use. Now, because I'm running on the Windows operating system, it automatically detected that I'm running on Windows, and it's giving me a command to install this on Windows. But the Windows is just an interface. My VPS is running on Linux. So just click on change here and then switch to Mac OS or Linux. And then we're presented with this kill command that we're just going to click here to copy. We're going to go back into the terminal. We're going to right click into the terminal to paste this in, and we're just going to press run. Now the advantage with this new one-liner, all the dependencies that are required to run OpenClaw are going to be installed in the process. So you can see that it detected I do not have node.js. It's going to install this. If I do not have Linux build tools, it's still going to install this. This is pretty good because initially you had to install get node.js before you even run the installation script. But now everything is packed into a one-liner for you. So I'm just going to wait for the installation to proceed, and then we can continue with the video. So now the installation is complete and we can start with the setup. Now here you're just going to have to accept the terms and conditions by pressing the left arrow key to have the green dot on yes and press enter. And for the onboarding mode, we're just going to go with a quick start process because the manual process would be a bit tedious for what we want to do. I'm just going to, since it's already on green, I'm just going to press enter. Now here, very important, we're going to need an AI model. There's several options for AI models that you can use out there. I've seen a lot of tutorials where people are also using free AI models, which you can test yourself as well. What I'm personally using is I'm using OpenRouter. Now the reason why I use OpenRouter, I'm also going to show you how OpenRouter looks like. OpenRouter basically gives you with one API key access to several models. So you can see that they have several models on their platform, which makes it a bit easy for you to configure, which makes it a bit easy for you OpenClaw, because then you don't have to always go in there, change the API key or add a new API key whenever you want to use a new model. But you're absolutely free to use any provider that you want to use. In case you want to use OpenRouter, just come here and click on get API key, and you would have to load your account with some money. In my case, I started with about $5 and this was more than sufficient. And after that, just come to API keys on the left section here and click on create. And after that, put in the name for your API key. And we're going to call this YouTube tutorial. And don't worry, I'm going to delete this. So don't worry if you see the API key. And after that, just click on create. And then you see that an API key is provided for us. So I'm just going to copy the API key by clicking on the clipboard. We're going to go back into the terminal and we're going to go to OpenRouter. Now, very important, please make sure that you do not start immediately with using expensive AI models like Anthropic, because this is going to suck all your AI credits, right? We've learned so much on the internet from people who lost a lot of money in the process, and that is why we're going to play a bit cautious. So with OpenRouter selected, I'm going to press enter, and I'm just going to paste in the OpenRouter API key, and I'm going to press enter. Now here, very, very important, you're going to have to choose a default model here, and please do not go with models like Anthropic, Claude, Opus, Sonnet, and stuff like that, because these are very, very expensive models and they would drain all your credit, especially because there are a lot of background things that run on OpenClaw, for instance, the heartbeat checks and stuff like that, which runs autonomously. And if you are using an expensive model, it's like getting an astronaut to check your emails for you, right? And that is why here I would highly recommend, just scroll down. There are cheaper AI models that you can use. So what I see a lot of people use, for instance, is Google Gemini 2.5 flash. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to press enter. Now this is what we're going to do. We're going to connect our OpenClaw bot to our Telegram bot. I like this because it makes it very easy for you to be able to communicate with OpenClaw without you always having to come into the terminal. But you can also use other options out there. I prefer to use Telegram because the integration is more or less simple and it's a bit different than my private communications on WhatsApp and stuff like that. So with Telegram selected, I'm going to press enter, and then we're going to have to fetch our Telegram bot API. Now to do so, just come to Telegram, type a bot that is called botfather, and you would typically see that as the one with the highest ranking. Now when you are here, just type / and type in new bots, and then you're going to have to give this bot a name. In my case, I'm going to call this computer mechanic just for the sake of this tutorial, and then after that you're going to give the bot a username. The username has to end with bot, so I'm going to type computer mechanic bots, and after that press enter, and then you see that an HTTP API key is generated for us. Now we're going to go back into the OpenClaw installation, and here there is something that I see. Typically after you select the Telegram bot API, it's supposed to bring you another command line where you're going to have to put in the API bot, but I see that it takes a very long time nowadays. It has nothing to do with the specifications of the VPS server, by the way. I tested this as well on a high-end VPS and the problem was always the same. So when you get stuck at Telegram bot API at this stage, just wait about 1 minute or 2 minutes, and then it would bring you to the screen here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the HTTP API key that we got from Telegram, and I'm going to paste this in here, and after that just press enter. And if you want, you can configure some skills, but for this tutorial I'm not going to configure any skills. I'm just going to click on go to no, and I'm going to press enter. And for hooks, I'm also not going to enable any hook now, so you can just press up and down if you want to enable any hook. If you do not want to do this, you can just select skip for now, press the space bar to select this, and press enter. And now the gateway service is going to be installed. All the other dependencies that are required are also going to be set up, and then this is the final stage. It's going to ask you, do you want to hatch in the TUI? TUI just means terminal user interface, or do you want to go directly into the web UI? For this process, we're going to go into hatch in the TUI. I'm going to select this, and this is already in green, so I'm just going to press enter, and it says, hey, I just came online. Who am I? Who are you? I would like to move all the communications with the bots outside the terminal because it gets a bit scary because you don't always have to come in here to type. We're going to move everything here to Telegram. So what we're going to do is to activate the Telegram bot that we set up, just come to the same botfather, and then here you see that it gives you a URL to access your bots that you just created. I'm going to click on this. Then when it opens, just come here and click on start. And then you see that Telegram gives you a pairing code that you can use to pair a Telegram bot to the OpenClaw. So you can just come to the TUI as well and say, hey, I would like to connect the Telegram bot. And then we can say, I have already done this. I have pairing. So it says we should provide a Telegram pairing code. So I'm just going to come back to Telegram, and I'm going to copy the pairing code, and I'm going to paste this in here by right clicking. It pastes whatever you have in the clipboard and press enter. If this does not work, I did have some issues sometimes. I'm also going to show you another process that you can do it, but let's see what comes up. But this is taking too long. But hey, there's another way that we can do this. So we're just going to close the terminal or kill this TUI by pressing Ctrl C and pressing Ctrl C again. And this basically kills that terminal application and brings us back to our command prompt. Now what you can do very easily is to just come here, copy this command that was provided by Telegram, and just paste in this command directly here, and then press enter. Now this also approves the Telegram connection with OpenClaw, by the way. Okay, so it gives me an error. No. Oh, I'm sorry guys. So I found the issue. The issue was that, oh, this is ridiculous. So if you look in here, when I copied the code, so you see that the code ends with an X, but somehow when I pasted this in, the X did not come, and that is why it's not working. So I'm just going to correct this and put the X here, and I'm going to press enter, and hopefully this should work now. Congratulations. So now our Telegram bot is working. I was almost freaking out, like, what is the issue? The issue was just that I was putting in a wrong code over here. So now we are connected to the Telegram bot, and what we can do is we can go back to Telegram, and then we can start talking to the AI agents. You can just say, hey, are you there? So just telling me that there was an issue initially with pairing the Telegram bot, but now everything is set and we are all good to go. So I can say, hey, I'm Larry, and I will call you Bill, right? So basically from this point, your Telegram bot is active, coupled with a $20 VPS, and you can see that everything is working, right? So you can use whatever model that you want to use to communicate with the bot, and everything is going to work flawlessly. But there's another aspect that I want to show you as to how you can get to the dashboard, because currently everything that we are using is in the terminal, right? But there is also a possibility to go to a dashboard where you would have a web interface, which is typically a bit way friendlier than working with a terminal. Now to get to the dashboard, just put in the command OpenClaw dashboard. right? And this would give you a URL that we can use to connect to the dashboard. I'm also going to show you how we can do this. So you can see that it gives you dashboard URL is this. So basically when you click this, I'm also going to click this so that you see that it's not going to work. When you click this now, it's going to show you this page that says that the page is not accessible. The reason being that we're going to have to run another terminal command before the dashboard would be active. So when you come down here, so as it says here, open from your computer, just copy this command that you have here. And then you can open a new PowerShell session and let's paste in the URL that we just copied. So this is the URL that we are copying here, right? This one here is what we are just pasting in the PowerShell. And after that, just press enter. And then it's going to ask you for the password. Now this password is going to be the same password that you used when you were connecting to the VPS server. I'm going to press right click and just press enter. Now when it gets to this point, I got confused the first time because I thought something was going to happen. But that's it. When you see the cursor blinking here, it means that you are connected. So when I come back to the URL and I click this URL again, you see that now my dashboard is active and working. So everything is working like it should. I have the overview, I have the channels, I have the instances. And from this point, hey, you can use your OpenClaw bots on this $20 VPS. And I've been using this for a long time and it works, guys. Like you can do basic stuff with the bots, have conversations with the bots every time and everything works. If in future you realize you need a high specification VPS, you can switch to another VPS provider like Contabo. And I'm also going to provide some videos soon on how you can work with these other providers as well. If you found this video helpful, I'll be happy to get a thumbs up. If you have any questions or have any difficulty, just put this in the comment section and I'm very happy to help you out. Thanks for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye.